on Liarton. If you have any, please dispose of it immediately. And for everyone's sake, don't drink it.
511. Expected approach time 41.
Acknowledge. Approach time 4-1.
Expected approach time 22.
Roger. That's a 2-2.
There are personnel working outside the ship. Do not rotate, radiate, or energize any external electronic equipment.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another late night stream, one where I should long have crawled my ass into bed, but yeah, we're not doing that tonight. At least not for an hour or so. So apologies for not having a couple of streams up over the last couple of days. I've actually missed a couple. I don't know if anyone's been paying attention, but with everything else going on in the world at the moment, Australia's been having a small issue with water. Thankfully, I'm not in the flood zones, but the area that I'm in has been hit the last couple of days close enough with storms. I've actually had a couple of power outages today, and my net speed is all over the place. So I'm hoping this is going to be good enough for a decent speed tonight, and it's not going to cause the quality to be too crap or drop out or anything, but we'll see what happens. Regardless, it's going to be a relatively short one. Just going to fit in a couple of missions and head more towards Merrick's base, with the big goal of trying to find a suitable mission that isn't too difficult, but might have a decent reward to test out our new toy, the Hulk. I have no idea how this thing is going to work out. Hopefully it works out at least amusingly. Hey, Somerset Housegull. XZ, how you doing, mate? And Tuppy. Alright. Now we're all set up there. So, yeah, the Awesome's ready in 1 day. Hulk's going to take 8 days to put together. Hey, Warhound, how's it going, mate? We've still got 19 days on the financial report, and the Argo's final upgrade is 30 days out. So, contracts. What do we actually have locally that we can do at this point? 2 Merrics are blocked off. We've got a defend base contract with the Capellans, which I'm not really interested in doing. Battle, destroy base, defend base, and a battle on the Tundra against the Capellans. Expect a drop area, ill-equipped to handle a lance of mechs, but with your aid we can ensure the raid does minimal damage. We would like you to intercept the Capellan lance and destroy it. Since we're getting Merrick missions now, I actually have less of a problem with blowing up Capellan, because they weren't giving me any good mechs anyway, but they might give me some good mechs when I put them on the floor. This would not be an ideal mission to test the Hulk out on. We'd probably have to wait a day to deploy. Let's have a look and see what we got in the way of rewards. Being relatively stingy, 315, although even at 315, 111,000 still, which is not terrible in terms of financing. You go for 312 and still walk away with nearly 400,000 credits in cash. Although we're sort of beyond that now anyway. 1.2 million max payout, 315 and maximum parts. Cold Waters content is pretty interesting. Yeah, well, thanks, mate. I am going to be doing another Cold Waters run soon enough. I'm letting it cool down a little bit. I'm going to be testing out, as promised at the end of last year when I finished the last season. I will be taking a look at .mod next. So I haven't actually installed or got .mod ready, but I will be having a look through. That might be one of the last series that I do on Cold Waters, though. Once .mod's finished, there's actually very little of that game that I haven't played. I've tried all the major mods. I've done campaigns in all the major mods. I've driven most of the submarines, at least most of the unique ones that have very unique features that stand out, things like the Alpha and so on. There's not a whole lot left in the game that I haven't done, and done at max difficulty. So there is going to be a point. I went to put it down in the past, but people convinced me, there's a couple more things you haven't done yet, but there might be a point to put it down. One more campaign in .mod. I was thinking about playing as the Russians on that one as well, but with recent events, I think I'd rather sink the Russians, so not sure what I'll sail yet. We'll have to have a look and see what .mod's got to offer. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to be hunting Ruskies in that one. Anyways, yeah, I think we're going to do this one. We're going to have to progress the Argo by a day, or progress time by 1 day, so the Awesome's complete. We won't worry about taking out the Hulk on this one. I really want a 2.5 skull mission, something that's not overly difficult, where I can bring a couple of the new characters or the new pilots to actually train them up, and have somebody drive out the Hulk just to smash things in the face and see what happens. There we go. Okay, so 1 day advanced, back to the command center. We'll do this. This will be our last mission here. Yeah, 4 on the Tundra. Okay, yeah, we can do this one. Yeah, Capellans are not gonna like this. That's alright, I'm gonna take all their mechs. And we'll do some missions for Merrick, and we've got our escape from here anyway. So, with the 4 skull, we're going to go with an ace team off the bat. So we're going with Archangel, we'll go with Medusa, exactly as Medusa is. We'll go with Decker, who really needs to get up to 10 points on gunnery. And obviously we'll stick with my main pilot in the Highlander. Hopefully, 4 skulls, battle against the Capellans. There will be assault mechs. Hopefully there's some assault mechs that are actually worth taking home. Now we are going to bring out the MAD 3R again. This is our Gauze Rifle Marauder, so it's our roll the dice mech. I'm less confident about its last performance. It only got 1 out of about 6 shots to the head, so yeah, no, we'll give it one more shot. If it doesn't work particularly well, we'll rotate it back to the MAD 3D.
Warriors, prepare for combat.
Now that's not to say that when the Cold Waters and things are done, that I won't be doing anything else in regards to submarines. U-boats are just getting very close to release. It's now past the patches that keep breaking saves, thankfully, because that's happened to me more than once. We've got Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, which isn't a submarine game, but it's a ship game that I haven't covered in quite some time that I am looking to get back into now. It's got a campaign mode. I've just been letting that mature a little bit before I jump back into it. And there's the old Silent Hunters, which I have been tinkering and toying with for some time. I've just got to remember how the hell to actually play them. And I'm thinking Silent Hunter 4, actually bringing out a US U-boat and hunting the Japanese. So I've got a few things going. Don't have a Twitch emotes, do you? No, currently I don't, because I haven't had a chance to design any of them yet. Although that I will be doing... relatively soon. As well as a new banner and a bit of an overhaul of Twitch, because I'm doing more Twitch than YouTube at this point. And I think that's probably going to continue so long as my net can remain stable enough to do it. Because I do enjoy this. I prefer to be able to talk to people. 7 years of making videos where I'm talking to myself alone in a room. I like talking to people. Alright, so dropshippers landed somewhere in the area commander, acquire the location and engage them. So further ahead, terrain-wise that doesn't look particularly far out. I'm going to path around here to the right to get up on this shallow ridge here, although we can go either way comfortably. Forest to the left and right hand side of the path. Once we hit this ridge line, only jump jets are going to be able to get up it. And that's true all the way to the far side of the map. So we... What about this side? This side should be able... around about here. About the same as the other side. Yeah. It looks like there's a bit of a cliff here that we may not be able to get up. That's a maybe. We may be able to go up and down that, although that is the map border. So... almost a little bit of a bottleneck here. But we do at least have trees on both sides, and we are playing in the cold. So that's going to do really well for our energy weapons. Not that the, really, any of our mechs outside of the Annihilator has too much of a heat issue now. The Awesome is actually really good on heat, surprisingly, for a triple PPC mech that only Alpha strikes. And the this new Marauder, one of the things I will definitely give in its favour is it runs like ice.
Onward!
Need more fervent prayers to RNGesus. This is true. Hopefully he will bless us this day. Alright, so we've got an 85 tonner straight off the bat. That's our first mech detected. And it looks like currently destroy enemy units is only giving us one lance.
Yeah.
So if we advance Medusa forward to just there, Medusa will actually have more than sufficient range to be able to target this thing. What have we got?
Hostile on sensors.
And it is a Battlemaster. We have a 90 tonner behind that. Alright, so we definitely have some assaults. Well, there's no point in toying around with this. Can we hit you? We can. We can hit you with the Gauss rifle. We're going to go for a 35 shot in the head. 1 in 3 chance with the Gauss rifle. If it lands, this is a one-shot kill. That was not a one-shot kill, and that hit the head. How the hell did the pilot survive a Gauss rifle to the face? I'm kind of stunned. I have no idea how he survived that. That should have straight killed him. Hello, Tal.
Yes, Commander.
Glancing shot? No, maybe? It shouldn't matter. The cockpit can only carry 50 armor at maximum. It does 75 damage, even with the double defensive bonus. It should have penetrated. I have no idea. I have no idea. I can't complain about Medusa. He hit the cockpit, so... Avasuras, hey again, Mags. Glad to see the 3R is finally a thing. Yeah, we managed to pick one up in the last stream, and finally got to put it together, although our 2 runs with it so far have not been great. The first run, we only hit the head 1 shot out of 6 precision shots done across the battle, so that's not great RNG. And this time, we hit the head straight up off the bat, and it wasn't enough to actually kill the Battlemaster, which I'm actually honestly confused about. Alright, so Decker isn't going to be able to get close enough to see anything anyway. What can he hit with? He can only hit with the AC-10. Alright. 45. Yeah, that may... I'm not sure what happened then. All the armor on the head's gone. And it survives on 13 structure. Basically, it's holding on by a thread. Alright, I'm not going to fire that shot. I'm curious. Well, I've got the sensor locks available. No, actually I don't have the sensor range on the Annihilator to be able to do it, so I can't get a lock on that one, unfortunately. Yep, does not seem that way. Okay, looks like I am attacking this round. Alright, so an AC-10.
Locked on target.
I guess the 40% damage reduction must have done it.
Orders?
Yeah, we got jibbed. That's alright, we'll get the awesome in here next. Running ahead of you in Lost Ark, by the way, you slow park and I'm slow compared to Vox. Yeah, I don't have the time to sink stupid hours into MMOs anymore, though. I like Lost Ark. It's just, you know, I'm back doing classes again, although it's online classes, not university-based type stuff anymore. Family stuff, trying to run all the house stuff on this end. Wife's business, another 85 tonner offside. Ooh, we're getting lots of parts here at the very least. Yeah, just a lot going on. I'll have to try and put a day aside where I can actually try and catch up. I don't think it'll take me that long. Yeah, we're gonna have to take something out.
Target.
Come on, hit the head. Hit the head. One missile will do it.
Enemy mech. Critical damage
just unsteady.
detected.
I know, Mags, but giving you shit about it is part of the enjoyment. Yeah, I know, this is true. I can't argue with that. I said, what I need is a 40-hour day,
Yep.
of which I can actually get 8 hours sleep in as well, and I'd actually be able to keep up with everything. That would be great. Alright, so the 90-tonner. Yeah, I don't want to make a decision on what we're going to do next with Medusa yet. I want to see what the 90-tonner is first. And they're targeting the Medusa. Okay, so Marauder is the primary target of 3 assault mechs at this point. We are going to have to do something. Vox, jokes on you, I'm hating myself on the EU servers. Yeah, I've heard they've had all sorts of dramas. The EU servers are apparently really, really, really bad.
Confirmed.
Ridiculously long queue times and the works. Alright, so that's another Battlemaster. God, we got Battlemasters to spare. Not enough to knock it over, unfortunately.
Orders.
Alright, so we'll move it up a notch
Confirmed.
with the Marauder. It's going to be a bit of a risk, but we'll take it. Just so I can get an ID. Oh, yeah, fuck the Battlemaster. Fuck the Battlemaster. We don't care about Battlemasters anymore.
Taking the shot.
Oh, and he misses. He misses. Yeah, we have to get rid of that Battlemaster. We have to get rid of all the Battlemasters. So we can take our swings at getting this Highlander. I want a second Highlander.
I live to serve. I'm walking here. Firing all weapons.
Okay, it would help if just one of these hit the head just to take it out. I'm guessing that's going to be a Battlemaster as well. 3 Battlemasters and a Highlander. And they are just hammering this Marauder at the moment.
I'm losing lots of armor.
Yeah, screw it.
All weapons committed.
At the very least, he should give him enough to knock him on his ass. Hopefully that'll kill, maybe? I'm not sure if he would have taken enough. Only a pilot injured. Okay. That's alright. That's right. Shoot at the Annihilator. Much better. Alright, so this mission was a very good idea. A very, very good idea. I'm going to make the move here just so we can re-establish get ourselves nice and steady again. We're going for the headshot. I'm going to fire everything the Marauder has at this Battlemaster.
All weapons, fire.
Pilot, lethal damage. Alright, Battlemaster is out of play. Cool, 1's down. We've got a guaranteed 85-ton mech recovered for making money. It's not the mech we want. We want that Highlander. We want both those Highlanders. There are 2 Highlanders.
Warning. Armor low.
There are 2 Highlanders. Holy shit. P 733. 2 variations. Now the 733P and the 733. I'm not entirely sure exactly what the differences are between these two.
Receiving you.
Decker.
Moving out.
I don't know. Kill it. Do lots of killing it. Make it go away. I don't have time to deal with that anymore.
Solid connection on that one.
The Annihilator's got 2 AC-20s. He's got enough firepower to deal with the Battlemaster. It's fine. I gotta work out what to do with these 2. We really need to get kills in before it kills this Marauder. I'm just thinking, like, we've got a guaranteed 1 mech recovery on this mission. If I can knock both of these down and pull some real RNG out of my ass, I could wind up with a triple Highlander Lance by the next mission. Like, three Highlanders and an Annihilator.
I'm receiving you.
I can go with that.
I'm ready. Moving to
Gotta
position.
block. You can never have enough Highlanders. No, Highlanders are great mechs. Yeah, if we can get 3 of them, I'll be exceedingly happy. Like they're not 3-2Bs, which is what we've got, which is the Star League Defense Force version. These are so they're not as good as the shiny one we have, but for support mechs to go with it, 3 Highlanders is perfectly acceptable. If you can't have 4 Atlases, 3 Highlanders will do the job. I think we've got enough for 2 precision shots. So I'm going to take a gamble here. We're going to go for the P. I'm going to get 18%. And I'm going in with all weapons. So some of this has to land.
All weapons committed.
And none of it hits the head. Okay. Shit. Tuppy, I'm far more of a Highlander person than an Atlas person. It's understandable, you know. Everybody's allowed their opinions, even if they're wrong.
On my way.
Highlander's great, but Atlas is Atlas. You know, Kerensky's baby. Alright, let's do this again. Let's hope this lands. I hope this lands.
Affirmative.
Come on, please. And the Gauss rifle doesn't even go close. One of the Meads hits.
Critical hit, Commander.
This is feeling like a bit of a repeat of the last time we brought the Gauss rifle roller out. It's just...
Warning. Armor low.
It's too much RNG on a mech that you need
Commander.
to land shots, and it just doesn't have enough Jesus, it's going to overheat already after one Alpha Strike. It just doesn't have enough it doesn't have enough big weapons to hit a target with, or enough rolls to actually
Roger.
guarantee a hit.
Reporting critical hit.
Which is not great. Yeah, they're still going for the Marauder. And that's it, it's over.
I'm
Right, torso
losing
destroyed.
weapon systems.
We've just lost the Gauss rifle. Yeah, we're selling that one. The Gauss rifle Marauder is the worst option. The PPC option is significantly better. It just lost its only weapon. It's now absolutely useless. The pilot has taken an injury. The mech is now fucked. It's worthless. And it managed to successfully hit the head 1 time out of 4 shots. And it managed to do it 1 time out of 6 shots last round. That thing is not
They
worth
will be
bringing
done.
onto a battlefield. Which unfortunately means we can basically kiss recovering these Battlemasters, these Highlanders goodbye. Because without that mech to snipe out the heads, we will
Welcome
not
to
kill
my
these.
Alpha Strike.
Well, we will kill them, but we won't get the 3-shot recovery. And we're going to take ridiculous
Warning.
amounts of damage.
Armor low.
Yeah, I did say last stream that I was reluctant with this one. The 3R is theoretically the best sniper mech in the game. But it's also the ultimate high-risk, high-reward RNG sniper in the game, because you only get 1 shot each turn to hit the cockpit with meaningful levels of damage, and if you do not roll a hit on that, everything else you fire is completely worthless. Like the medium lasers, if all 4 of them hit, you would need all 4 of them to hit perfectly on the cockpit and get a crit to be able to match what the Gauss rifle can do, and you just will not reliably be able to achieve that. So yeah, it's theoretically a fantastic idea until you try it. We're going to do this again. Hopefully the damage it did do in the last round before it lost the Gauss rifle is enough, and something here lands. Otherwise we're actually going to run into a bit of trouble here. Hit the head a couple of times, head destroyed. Okay, so the Highlander saves us here. We've got 1 down. We have recovered a Highlander this
Enemy
round.
mech
Alright,
destroyed.
nice. Now we've got to get the second one. And we've only got 18% chances to do it.
Yeah.
Medusa, yeah. Right torso blew up, only got 2 Mead lasers left. Yeah, that's a, thankfully this thing has jump jets.
Confirmed.
It's now worthless in this battle. Should have brought the other one. Oh, we're taking lots of hits here.
Warning. Armor breached. Internal damage.
Ready for orders.
Alright. Yeah, I'm going to have to keep
Move
shirt
order
fronting the
received.
Battlemaster and the Annihilator, just for 1 round of cooldown, give the Annihilator no choice but to continue shooting at me, and it ignores it and goes for the Highlander.
Warning. Armor breached. Internal
Yeah,
damage.
your left-hand side armor is going to be rough. It's got the SRM6 in there. So lost all armor down to internals. Nearly lost the left-hand side torso, which has a double heatsink on the LRM-20. I'm going to have to pull further back to get out of SRM range. And in the jump, we're going to have to turn so we present right-hand side,
Engaging jump
so we can
jets.
continue saving the left. Precision strike. We're going all in on the cockpit again, 17%. So we've lost a point of accuracy.
All weapons committed.
Missed with the Gauss rifle, so we're hitting some of these, possibly hitting a couple of the missiles.
Standing by. On my way.
I would say scouting into an assault lance with your sniper wasn't a sound move, however. It doesn't really make too much of a difference. That wasn't the problem. If the sniper was actually hitting targets reliably and actually taking the kills, it took 3 rounds of combat and 4 precision strikes to kill the Highlander. And the final precision strike had to come from my Highlander. So that's 3 rounds of combat that it was under fire, because it only has a 1 in 3 chance every single time you roll to actually be able to hit the target. Yeah, we're going to have to overheat the Awesome here. If it was hitting the target reliably, if I had the energy build, for example, and even if only 1 PPC or the large laser was hitting, we would have had that dead in 2 on just the shots from the Marauder, and the Highlander would have been able to put its precision strike into this one, with the Marauder potentially also having a precision strike into this one, and it wouldn't have taken the damage because the mechs that were doing the damage to it would already have been dead. That's the issue. It's not so much of an issue of running them into the Force. It's if you run into the Force and then you fire the shots off and nothing lands, well, the sniper's useless and it doesn't actually make a difference. That's the problem. Yeah. It's not like sniping in MechWarrior 5 where you've got to be off at a distance and da-da-da-da-da. It comes down to the dice rolls. And the 3R, it's too high risk, too high reward. It's not reliable. It is just not reliable. Which I sort of suspected it wouldn't be. I was curious. I've never built one of these before. I had people screaming at me to build it. And now I've built it, and at this point, I said 6 precision strikes last round for 1 hit, 4 precision strikes this round for 1 hit. So we're on 2 out of 10 on dice rolls to actually land with the Gauss rifle. One of those 2 hits was insufficient to actually kill the mech that it hit, and it's had its entire side torso blown out and cost me one of my 2 Gauss rifles. That's not worth keeping. Meanwhile, the 3R, which has constant overheating issues that I've brought out, has survived multiple battles, only taken minor damage because anything that could potentially threaten it is dead before it has a chance to actually get the kill shot off, and it's basically responsible for capturing my entire mech lineup at the moment.
Yes, Commander.
So that's the difference between the two. It
Location
just comes down to that
confirmed.
RNG. It's too much of a risk. No, this might be my net this time, unfortunately, Somerset. As I said at the start of the stream, the storms that have been racking Australia at the moment have been over my area. I've had multiple power outages today during the day, and my net has been a little hit and miss. It was looking like it was going to be okay enough to stream, but
Await your command.
it might actually be my problem this time and not yours. Alright, so let's close the Awesome in on the Highlander to go melee, just so we can have a chance to cool off. Battlemaster's going to go after the Highlander. But
Warning. Armor breached. Internal damage.
this is a problem. I'm so close to going unsteady. It stabilizes it. Precision strike again. 18 to the head. I'm doing this too often, but we have to.
All weapons committed.
With pilot injured and we
Enemy
blew
mech.
the ammo.
Critical damage detected.
So that's something. That is something.
Ready for orders.
Shit, we might have to do this. I'm going to take a risk here. We have 2 medium lasers. This is left side. Yeah, we have 2 medium lasers. We're going to jump it back in. Present only left-hand side.
Here we go.
And go for a precision strike with the medium lasers, and hopefully that's enough to actually kill the cockpit and get that thing out of play before it kills ours, and it doesn't look like it will be enough.
Taking the shot.
Especially not when neither of them actually hits the head. We're sorry for making you build it. No. It was worth the experiment. As I said, I suspected this is what it was going to do, but it's worth testing it. You know, it could have gone the other way, and it might have just been a fucking machine. But it comes down to you've got to try it before you know. Otherwise, you just don't know. All right. So this, if this lands, this should be ugly. Letting a damaged Battlemaster get in front of an undamaged Annihilator that's running dual AC-20s.
Taking the shot.
Yeah, that's about what I thought that. That's about how I thought that was going to go.
Hostile eliminated.
Well, that takes some firepower off the Highlander. It might be yours too, but it's definitely in my crappy country net. Or it might be, yeah, both of our crappy country nets, unfortunately. That is entirely possible. So the plan was tonight, I was really only doing 2. I was going to do this battle, because I was curious on whether or not we could actually pull something out of it, which is where we're at now. Same thing again. Keep the right-hand side exposed, because that's what we've got all our armor on. Oh, for everyone in chat, I think somebody said before, wrong side. This reads backwards. This side, when you're looking at this paper doll, this is the front of the mech. So the right-hand side of the mech to you on the screen is actually the left-hand side armor. The left-hand side armor is actually the right-hand side. It lines up when you're looking at the rear. That's the right-hand side torso, left-hand side torso. So, yeah. I've got to angle the reverse to the target. And we'll go for the headshot again. Come on.
All weapons committed.
Right, that looked promising. The Gauze rifle didn't hit. We got a couple in.
Yes, Commander. Rolling.
It's on the verge of being knocked down. Big hit of PPCs. CT destroyed. Ah, well, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate.
Hostile
Lost
eliminated.
CT. But that's okay. We
Mission
did get
successful.
a Highlander out of this. Now that Starlink net can't come quick enough. Yeah, unfortunately, there's going to probably be some delays on getting it. Like money is the issue of actually putting it aside, obviously. I was kind of hoping that order was going to be in sooner rather than later, but I don't think it is. So yeah, I'm not sure what to do about that. Life keeps kicking me in the teeth when it comes to money. But beyond that as well, the dish delays, because the amount of people that are ordering are getting longer and longer. Last time I checked, the waiting list, depending on where you're getting them sent to, because the waiting list does vary depending on where the dishes are going out to, because they're making dishes intentionally for different areas. I'm not sure how it works, but the dishes are pretty complicated. But some of the waiting lists were hitting close to 6 months. So it's kind of, potentially, if I've got 6 month delays in my area, even if I had the money for it now, I could put the money down, and I might have it July, August, maybe September, depending, once shipping's done. It does show how good it is, though, because if it wasn't any good, like if it was just a couple of people posting really good numbers and it was crap for everybody else, if it wasn't that, they wouldn't be getting anywhere near the amount of orders they're getting, and yet they are just swamped. They cannot build the dishes fast enough. And the speed test out of Belarus, not of Belarus, out of Ukraine, for the dishes that Musk just sent over there to make sure they've still got communications up. They got faster connections than me than I do at the moment, and they're in a bloody war zone. It's insane. All right, so we're going to take the 733P Highlander straight off the top. No questions asked. We want that mech. We have 4 parts of a 1S Battlemaster here, and we already have 1. So if we can randomly score 2, we get 2 mechs out of this, and it'll be enough to actually cover the cost. Although the cost in this mission was extremely high, because we only have come across 2 spare Gauss rifles, including the one that we have in the Highlander. Remember, the Highlander's Gauss rifle is not the one it came with, unfortunately. We had to put a lower grade one on it because it lost its arm in one of the early battles. So I've only found 3 Gauss rifles in the entire game. We just lost one. We only have 1 spare. Let's see what happens. No additional mech parts. So we do not get any of the Battlemaster pieces. We get a single plus mead laser. And that is it. What state am I from? I am from the far northern reaches of Victoria. Thankfully, nowhere near close enough to be involved in the flooding, but just close enough that we're copping the edges of some of the storms that are heading up to that end of the world. Yeah, it's kind of annoying. I know Ukraine is a huge thing at the moment, but there are parts of northern Queensland, parts of the Sunshine Coast and sections of Queensland and northern New South Wales at the moment that are really ruined, and nobody's paying any attention. Nobody's looking at them. There's whole centres of towns that are disappearing under floodwaters at the moment. Because, of course, Australia, we've got to rotate these things around a little bit. Last year we had, last major event was the 2020 bushfires. This time we're doing the flood thing. We've got to go to the other side. We had an earthquake in the middle, so we've had our earth in there. All we need is some tornadoes, and we've just popped all the 4 elements over the course of 2 years. Just go for the lot. Alright, mech bays. Let's see if we can put these things back together. I tend to run a pair of Gauss mags and clean up entire maps with them. Just a pity your RNG is so poor with them. See, that's even a worse idea. Like, yes, if the RNG works really well, perfect. Like, 2 Gauss Madcats are gonna two Gauss Marauders are gonna clean up everything, no questions asked. But if both of them get bad RNG at the same time, 2 of your mechs are likely going to be significantly weaker than the assault forces you're facing. So you only have 2 mechs left to actually tank for them, and it only takes a couple of turns with 4 enemy assault mechs focusing a single Marauder, and that Marauder's gone. The mech's gone, the Gauss rifle's gone, the pilot's potentially dead. Yeah, you're right. It's like playing bingo. It's just, you've got to hope it works out, but it might not. It's really risky. Yep, we'll repair that one. That's all we should need. We didn't lose any parts on that. We didn't lose any parts on the Awesome either. Its internal damage was due to the overheats. This one...
Yes, Dr. Rob. I'll handle it.
Actually, I don't have a spare Gauss rifle, so I couldn't rebuild this anyway. I can put an Ultra AC-20 in it. I'm not sure. I'm sure I had the 2 extra Gauss rifles, but I do not have a spare. So that's the end of that. AC-20 ammo. How many many shots in each one? 5 rounds. We're going to need to go for 4.
There's a lot of activity on the comms.
It's going to have to be a single, triple, and a standard. We're not going to have the ton, so we're going to have 15 shots on an Ultra AC. And that is going to be about all we can do with that one. So that brings it back up. But I think I'm going to sideline this one. Repair it, but that's done, I think.
Logged and noted.
We'll stick the pilots in the 3D next and we'll bring it back out. And that's all our mechs repaired, except our new toy here. So, this is our 733P, all done up in nice colours and looking all nice and pretty. We'll put this one... we'll leave it down here in Bay 3 for the moment. Let's take a look at you. Alright, so we've got a PPC, double mead lasers, LRM-20 and SRM-6. So 733P is an energy based. What can we do with you? I'm going to have a little bit of a think about this one. I think we've only got single heat sinks, so there's no way known it's going to perform as well as the one we've currently got. 3 jump jets. 2 heat sinks in the arms. Why are there heat sinks in the arms? Why are you doing that? We're going to have to pull... one of the jump jets, just so we can get some extra armor on it. Actually, no, we'll just forget about that. Let's just max out the armor, and we'll see where we're at weight class after. Alright, so we're slightly over, not by much, not by much. If I pull a point, 45 rear is a little low. The SRM-6 and the torso. Yeah, we might have to switch up 2 of the heat sinks. 2 tons SRM, 2 tons LRM. We'll get that down into the legs. We'll drop out 1 ton. Got the Mead lasers over here. Frankly, I don't like that. We're going to pull the Mead lasers into the arm and pop the PPC in the torso, so the main weapon system is actually secured. We might even put a single plus in here, which is a +5 damage. Second Mead laser over, we're down to 88.25. What do we have that can go in the remaining slot? Five tons from the large. It's probably too much. We could double stack Mead lasers. If I pull that one to the arm, we need to lose a little touch of armor. That's going to make her a little bit softer. Alright, so triple Mead lasers, a single PPC. We've still got 2 jump jets available, and we've got the LRM-20 and the LRM-6. Oh, the SRM-6. We could go really cheeky and I could pull the LRM and see if we could triple fit SRM-6s. No, we'll go with that for the moment. We'll go with that for the moment. Strip armor on the left arm. We could, but that 150 armor off the side can be used as a shield. So that's my last resort. It's close enough to being at max armor on the torso, so I'm not too concerned. If I had to pull too much more out, it would have been a little bit too much, but we'll roll with this. I'll probably tweak it a little bit more and have a bit more of a play. I have been informed that apparently there are snub PPCs that you can get your hands on. They generally only show up on the black market, but there are other ways that you can get them. So if we come across a couple of those, we might go dual snub PPCs in the left arm. and then switch the LRM out and switch it over to maybe 2 SRM6s or an SRM4, or maybe even try and squeeze in triple SRM6s and just turn it into a high armor, high mobility, short to medium range, high damage monster. But we'll have a play. We'll see what parts we can come across. That should do for the moment. Regardless, we have to get ourselves underway to our next destination. So, because we still have to test the Hulk, and I want to do that before bed. Planetary Government, Icy World. Well, that's a good start. Battleground of the Second Succession Wars. To survive, local government made the world a free haven for pirates and mercenaries. Currently, the government is controlled by pirate cartels. Black market, chemicals, electronics, extensive volcanism, high gravity planet, Ice World, Kurita headquarters. Well, this should be interesting.
Roger that, Commander. Course plotted.
Engines primed. All hands prepare for transition to thrust gravity.
Right arm heatsink to torso. I thought I moved all of those, or maybe I missed one. Ah well, we'll have a look. As I said, I'm going to tweak that one a little bit more just yet, I think. I'll need to have a look and see how it performs. Whichever way we look at it, it's not going to work as well as the Highlander that I've currently got, because the one I've got now is Star League Defense Force, so... Disturbing behavior. After a recent message about a situation on the mess deck, you find yourself in the middle of a crisis. Shodan stands on the wrong side of a galley counter, holding a terrified cook by the arm, snarling. Picnic approaches, hands raised. You've got to let her go. Shodan, she didn't mean anything. As you step over the fallen lunch tray, the cook gasps, Commander. Shodan looks at you, still squeezing the cook's arm. You didn't hear her, Commander. You didn't see her face. You know what? Exercise zero tolerance. Darius arrives behind you as you come to your decision. You looked at the crazed mech warrior in the eye, raise your voice and bark a command. We do not assault our support crew ever, Darius. Get this idiot off my ship. Ah, so fired. Showdown releases the cook and stares at you in shock. Commander, I didn't. Save it, Showdown hisses Darius. Let's go, clean out your bunk. She quietly follows Darius out to the mess hall, and you turn your attention to the cook. She glances down at the shocked dinners, gives you a solemn nod of gratitude, and then begins cleaning up the spilled food. Showdown is no longer with the company. That's alright. Showdown was one of the new pilots anyway, so it just means we've got to pick up a new one at the next destination and start training. Bit far away for the Kuritas, isn't it? They have little outposts that are outside of their space everywhere. Because remember, all of this is the periphery. So this is no great house control. It's all small hanger-on empires. So around the periphery, right around the outside, there are little pockets of just about everybody mixed in. It's why the periphery is such a good place to actually base stories in the BattleTech universe. Because it's basically the Wild West of the Inner Sphere. It's just the Wild West in every direction around the outside. Actually, we'll pause that for the moment while we're at it. Mech Warriors.
I live to serve.
Well, Archangel can finally have his 10. Although we can get Cold Shot Mastery as well. No, I'm never going to spend the cold shots on the Annihilator. At least, not at the moment. We'll take the 25% base weapon hit.
Training confirmed, Commander.
So we got a 10-point gunnery in Archangel.
Yes, Commander.
Decker now has 10-point gunnery
Training
as well.
complete.
Receiving you.
Garajet. 15 overheat threshold. 50% base melee hit on piloting. Probably better to push it up to 20% base hit for the weapons.
Mech Warrior training complete.
It's probably the more urgent thing. Hunter has enough points. Finally, triple 10s on my main pilot.
Training
Done.
confirmed, Commander.
So, that is my pilot maxed
Yes,
out.
Commander.
Marvel has a few extra points from the training simulators coming in. So we will go... No, we won't do anything just yet. And
Standing by.
Medusa, well, only has piloting left to go, so we'll put the point into piloting, one more, and Medusa will be triple tens
Training
as well.
complete.
Oh, quad tens as well, rather. Alright, so that's our pilot training handled. Ah, god damn it. Always a bot.
Disengaging from junction.
Sorry, I'm just banning the bot. Bot accounts.
We've entered orbit, Commander.
Looks like we've arrived, Commander.
Reported and banned. Good. Alright, so for a start, let's visit the store and check what we've got here. Archer, Blackjack, Commandos, Cyclops. We don't have any spare parts on a Cyclops. Javelin, Shadowhawk, Vulcan, Warhammer. Double plus large lasers. Oh, hello. +1 accuracy, +5 damage, +10 damage.
Energy surge in the mech bay. Everything okay in there?
I'm going to buy both of these.
New weapon systems
Because our Energy Marauder, the only weapon system on it that isn't upgraded is the large laser. So that is nice. We're going to grab that double plus SRM6 as well.
New weapon systems available.
LRM-15. Nah, that'll be fine. Ammo, what have we got in here? AC-20 ammo. We'll probably grab some extras.
New equipment available.
So we were running a little light on the thing. And I want to grab the LBX-10 and 20 ammo just because it's so goddamn rare. On the off chance that I come across one.
New equipment available.
Alright, equipment-wise, TTS, +3 accuracy missiles, triple plus. We don't really have a dedicated missile mech to stick that in, otherwise that would be really nice as well. 2 million, it's a little high. So I'll have to think about that one and see exactly what we've got. Now, actually, while we're at that store, let's go to the selling side. Since we just blew a whole bunch of money, we can actually sell off some toys here. So we have the 8T Awesome. And we have a BL6 Black Knight. We're going to sell this. Yeah, we'll sell the Phoenix Hawk. Sell the Griffin. Yeah, we'll sell these two as well. They were all sellers. That gets us up to back to 6.5 million on the funds. The Marauder won't be ready for 3 days, but that's perfectly fine. The Highlander's still going to be 9 days out of play. So let's see what contracts we've got here. Tuppy, right, I'm back. I need to disappear. How did the mission go? We recovered one of the mechs, but that's about it, unfortunately. We lost the Gauss rifle in our sniper, so... will you have to cozy back up with the pirates at some point to gain access to the black market? At this point, they hate me that much. I'm not entirely sure that's an option, but there is a random event that can pop up that essentially, I think it caps out at 3 million, and you can spend 3 million and you can just buy access to the black market, even if they hate you. I'm basically waiting for that to pop up at this point, because I would have to do some horrible shit in order to get the pirates to not hate me at this point. Alright, data piracy. Capture base, 3 skulls. Maybe. That's for the Free Worlds League. Who is that against? It's against the local government, so nothing major. Oh. A 4.5 skull assassination mission. This is not what I was looking for to test out the Hulk on. We're going to have to probably go with a 3 skull mission for that one. But a 4.5 skull assassination mission. That's almost guaranteed 100-ton assault mech at the end of that. At that higher skull rating, there's virtually nothing else you'll get outside of getting some terrible luck. And even then, it'd still have to be 90 tons plus. Not yet. We need to think about that one, because that's actually going against Merrick, which is going against what I was after. So, destroy base, capture base, assassinate, Alright, so it looks like we might have to actually catch a base. 3 skulls, and we're only going against local government. Now, this is going to be one of those we're being a bit silly missions, because this is where we're going to test out the Hulk. Same as last time, they're offering 5 salvage. Yeah, that's not bad. We do probably need to make a little bit of money though, and we're not. Yeah, if I take the energy sniper, switch out the awesome for the Hulk, and then still run the Annihilator and still run... Yeah, no, that'll work. That'll work. No, that should be fine. Yeah, we'll do that. Alright, so now, here's the tricky part, because whoever's driving this thing needs to have really high piloting capability. Yep, there it is. Mad 3D. We haven't swapped out the large laser in this either, so we'll have to do this next round. So, Marauder in. That's our sniper. Although we could keep the awesome in play and just switch out the Annihilator. We might actually do it that way. It's risky, but we might actually do it that way. There it is. There's the Hulk. Its primary weapon, 3 small lasers and 1 medium laser. But that's not what it's built for. This thing, the way it's tuned up, it's 1800 armor. And with the plus attack arm mods on it, if I do a death from above in this thing, with the leg mods as well, if I do a death from above in this thing, it can hit for 250 base damage. It punches with a damage level that should match being hit by a Gauss rifle. It's a boxing mech. So, let's see what this thing does. I'm kind of nervous, but this could be funny as shit. A real amusing choice for word for a bot's name. Yeah, well, most of these bot accounts, the thing is, these are actually proper Twitch accounts that have basically been hijacked by people that don't know anything about basic internet security. And they've lost their accounts, and then they get fed into a bot network. And they do that because they're harder to spot, because if anybody checks the back history of the bot, it'll actually have genuine user stats from somebody who's been watching Twitch or potentially streaming. It'll have all of the right things to look like a real account. It won't be just something that's been made, and if it gets lost, well, they just pack more accounts. Alright, Commander, once you reach the base, you'll be able to start extracting data. It shouldn't take very long. I can't imagine the data security is very sophisticated. Physical security, on the other hand, I'm seeing what looks like turrets around the facility, or they'll have to be taken out ahead of time. And we should get eyes on that base before we charge in shooting. This should be a good vantage point. Just switched to the low latency player because I'm having lag, and it gave me an ad despite the fact that I'm subscribed. Yeah, that's Twitch. They're going to stick ads wherever they think you won't notice. I don't run ads. The only ad that I will ever run on this Twitch, like myself intentionally, is an ad for my own stuff.
On my
so
way.
for like my designs, for my t-shirt designs and merch designs, they're the only ads
going.
I'll ever run. Largely because I don't think anyone would ever sponsor me, so that's a thing. But more because, you know, I'd rather sponsor myself, if you get it. So that's the only thing I'll ever run. Any ads that they run, and I have no settings set up for them to run them. So they're just doing it on their own. Alright, facility. Weren't supposed to be enemy units in the base, Commander. We'll worry. We'll just skip through all this. It doesn't really matter. Oh, hey, it said turrets. Watch yourself, Commander.
I'm still reading enemy contacts, Commander. You need to secure the area before you can proceed.
Alright, so... you can sprint into weapons range, but that's probably not a great play. Just hang back slightly in the tree line, because we can't even see what these are yet.
Sensors have something.
255 tonners and a 65 tonner. Pardon me. And another 50 tonner. So heavy lance. Perfect targets for what we're after here.
Acknowledged.
Meme mech online, yes. Let's hope this is as funny as it should be. All right, so we have a Kintaro, we have a Hunchback. Now I am going to want to pop at least one of these with a nice headshot. We'll have to work out which one is going to be the most valuable. Not because I want to ruin the meme mech's day or anything, just because one of these has to pay the bills. So, Hunchback, Kintaro. Kintaro's probably worth more. So we get 3 rolls.
I copy.
1 hit to the head. So not enough to kill it in the first turn, but it took a PPC to the face. Awesome taking the tank, that's fine. That's what awesomes do. Wolverine.
Ready for orders.
Alright, Decker. Decker. Can you jump closer? No, it looks like we're sprinting because I don't care about anything but getting you within range.
Hauling ass.
All things considered, it's not a terrible looking mech, is it? Now the Banshee. Shame it's not very good.
Got a sensor lock on
It's
me.
a problem. Does pack a lot of armor though, so I'm not worried about this thing getting surrounded. It's got
Damage is minor,
1800
Commander.
armor. Its armor level is a meme. It's got more armor than the Highlander, and you've seen what the Highlander can take. This thing is worse or better, depending on how you look at it, depending on whether or not you're facing it or not. Right, so my objective here with the Highlander is actually going to be to pop the turrets. So the turrets are going to be a pain.
Engaging target.
Alright, so the Awesome's going to have a shot at that next.
Orders? Now let's see how you handle this.
And there we go. Shredder turret's out of place. That's the AC-20 turret gone.
One less target. I've been sensor locked.
Being sensor locked for LRM turrets. That makes sense. That's okay. Alright.
Good to go.
Medusa, precision strike. Again, we're going to go for the Kintaro. Go for the head.
Affirmative.
And bad RNG roll despite all the rolls. None of those hit. That's disappointing. Relatively rare too. You always hit with at least something. Well, normally, always. Alright, so it looks like the Hunchback wants it first. Which is fine, because it looks like that's the AC-20 variant. So taking it out of play would be the preference.
Commander?
Actually... Yes, let's do this. We'll start off... Death from above. And it's going to nail it with all the small lasers as soon as we land. So this should hit for over 250 damage. And then cycle all of those small lasers immediately afterwards.
Affirmative.
90-ton death from above. Structure exposed instantly. Alright, I gotta see exactly what that did to that thing's armor. Yeah, have your turn. Have your turn. Hurry up.
I'm under heavy fire.
We're getting really shook up here.
Internal structure damage.
Alright. First, let's quickly... One hit. All of the torso armor is gone. It's down to 35 structure. It's basically being held together by string. Center torso lost 130 armor and is down to 65 structure from just that death from above. That's first attack. It's basically cored the Hunchback. One hit and it's dead. One hit from virtually anything and it's dead.
I'm ready.
He gets shots into that Thunderbolt.
Cry havoc.
Kind of want to leave the, I didn't realise that turret was there, otherwise I would have made that the target. This is going to knock the Hulk over.
That shot got past my armor.
Damn it, it's just getting peppered by too many missiles.
I'm wounded.
Alright. That was cute.
All weapons committed.
There we go. Now we have a paycheck.
Enemy mech destroyed.
Actually, I think we might have accidentally blown the torso there. Oh, this is not good. That's really not good.
Reporting heavy damage.
Oh, that's really not good.
Reporting internal damage.
I've got eyes on hostile reinforcements. They're heading your way.
Alright, the meme... Alright, jokes with the meme is over. This is not working out quite the way I had planned.
Coordinates received.
The damage on that was really good, but Jesus. One mead laser out, fire everything else. Take the Wolverine, please. Okay, apparently I'm just getting rooted RNG-wise in general. That's 2 rounds in a row, nothing on 4 rolls. And a head injury to the pilot in the Awesome as well. Heatsink destroyed in the Hulk.
My mech's coming apart around me.
Alright, the meme is not quite so funny anymore.
Damage minimal. Damage minimal.
Jesus fuck, how many turrets?
Armor breach. Internal damage.
Am I going to get to have a shot sometime soon? Yeah, this is not great. He just got fucking focus fight. He's still this. Look at this. This is like the 6th turret. And every
Armor
turret
blow-through.
around this base has
Internal
LRMs.
damage. Orders.
Get up.
Back in action.
Christ.
Position confirmed.
Yeah, the Hulk's fucked. I have to back it up.
Ah!
Like, that's really funny, but that's not worth the amount of damage he's taking, and this is risking
Hostile
Decker
removed.
at this point. Decker's injured. Oh, the sensor locking the Marauder now.
They will be
Medusa,
done.
you better start pulling your fucking weight, because I'm really getting sick and tired of you missing every shot. I switched you over to the
Onward.
mech that gets multiple chances, and you're still fucking this up. Heavy LRM turret. Heavy turrets as well. Triple PPCs aren't enough to kill one. Yeah, this is not working the way I had planned. I think we're selling the Hulk, boys. Yeah, we're going to go line of sight. I need that LRM turret out of play before it shoots again. Please kill it. Thank you. One of them down.
Target destroyed.
More LRMs. Now peppering the rear armor, which is weaker.
I'm taking internal damage. What do you need?
Right, that will get me a
Position
direct line
confirmed.
of sight on the Thunderbolt. Have to go 2 PPCs. This is with both. This is something else. I don't think I've won a dice roll this round. Hulk's going to get knocked over again because
That
it's
shot
being
went
focused
internal.
by LRM fire.
Receiving you.
Just going to have to expose right, just to try and save this thing so it doesn't get caught. And if it takes one more round of focus fire, I'm going to have to eject Decker. Breaching shot off a turret.
Damage is minor, Commander.
Another LRM volley? Yeah, it's all LRM turrets. It's heavy LRM turrets around the entire base. All of them. Every single one is a heavy LRM turret. Step back and turn. Yeah, and we can't afford any more messing around here at all.
All weapons committed. Enemy mech destroyed.
Yeah, already jumped and braced with him. Just pulled him out. exposed just the side armor and got him as clear as I possibly could and cleared him out of his knockdowns. That's pretty much
Yes,
all we
Commander.
can do with him at the moment. He's got no armor left on the front, and most of his rear armor's gone as well. Just pulled apart volley after volley by LRMs.
Rolling.
They've got a lock on me.
Sensor locking the Marauder. LRM fire coming in on the Hulk again. Yep, we're going to have to eject him.
My internals are taking a...
We can't yet.
Yeah?
Overheat.
Affirmative. Reporting critical hit.
Doesn't hit the head again. Alright, maybe I need to reassess the Gauss rifle variant, because this is just... I'm getting nothing but negative RNG.
I laugh
just
at your puny attack.
every single time. He's just not hitting with any
Waiting for
weapon.
orders.
A near quad 10 pilot, and he's not hitting with any weapon, even with multiple shots. He's failing every dice roll. To the point it's borderline absurd.
Firing jump jets.
That's why I hate bases. I'm not fond of base missions either, but this is actually a little crazy, because this is only a 3-skull mission. Heavy turrets usually only show up in 4+.
I'm taking heavy hits,
turrets
Commander.
are designed to take on assault mechs, which, funnily enough, that's what the Hulk is. It's a 90-ton assault mech. But on a 3-skull mission, like if we actually tried to do this with a heavy lance, which would have been 3-ton recommended, we would have got fucked. Like, we're going to complete this, but it's going to be real expensive. If we came in here with 4 60-ton mechs, we already had one crippled and one mech would be dead at this point. Like, this is an absurd amount of firepower for a 3-skull mission. Screw it.
All weapons
Just
committed.
get it out of my face.
Enemy mech destroyed.
Never trust a skull rating. Darius's information is always crap. Maybe so, but the skull rating is really all you've got to judge the missions on. There's no other indicator that you can work for. So yeah, I know you can occasionally get ones that are a bit odd here and there, but it's basically the closest rating that you've actually got to work it out. This is one of those ones where, yeah, if you were to genuinely try this at the correct difficulty, you would lose. Or if you passed it, you would lose pilots and you would lose mechs. Which, in a way, I sort of don't mind that it's a little bit inaccurate so much. It's a nasty surprise, and it's always annoying when it happens.
Standing by.
But in a way, it sort of does do the whole, replicate the battlefield experience of bad intel.
Hunkering down.
I mean, if you want to see examples of that in real life, first 3 days of Russia invading the Ukraine, I think that just about covers what bad intel on defensive measures around a reinforced city would look like in real life.
Standing by.
Where are we at? Yeah, it's hanging on by just structure. Only 7 structure remaining in the leg. It was nearly over again.
Roger. Venting heat and stabilizing.
I think there is a variance built into the skull rating system where a 3-skull mission can be a 4-skull mission at maximum difficulty. Yeah, possibly. I'd say higher than that. I'd say higher than that. I'd say it could potentially go higher.
Not much armor left in that location.
I would say there would be more than one variance in it. Possibly 4.5. 4.5 over 3. Because it happens. There's one of the... Actually, it actually happens with one of the storyline missions.
Armor blow through. Internal
One of the
damage.
storyline missions, I don't care what anyone says. It's marked as a... I think it's marked as a 3. It's a straight 5. If you do not overgear your pilots, it's the one where you've got to take on the dropship. It's only 3, or actually it might be 3.5. It's the difficulty for it. But yeah, if you do not have an overgeared lance with overqualified pilots on that mission, you will just get wiped out. You will lose almost everything by the time you actually kill the dropship, and then you have the enemy lance for the boss fight drop in, and they will just waste you. So it happens with some of the campaign missions as well, and it's always like that. That's not a variance, it's just...
Engaging target.
And that should be the sniper turret out of play. F that dropship mission. Yeah,
Target
I like the mission. I think the mission itself is really cool. But the first time you run into that mission, it's a wake-up call. Like, it really is a...
Standing by.
If you were to think about it in RPG terms or MMO terms, it's a skill check mission. If you are not geared up beyond where you need to be or where you theoretically need to be, and you have not spent some time skilling your pilot, so if you've gotten to that point in the game and all you've done is just the campaign missions, the storyline missions, over and over and over again, and you haven't gone off to try and find new mechs, you haven't gone off to do side missions, you haven't done anything else, you will lose that mission. It doesn't matter how good a luck you've had on all the storyline missions, you will not have picked up enough armor and enough skill points to be able to successfully complete that mission. Or, actually, I probably shouldn't say that. You might be able to complete that mission, but you're going to have dead mechs and dead pilots by the end of it. You're going to lose more than half your lance, and all of your mechs are going to be crippled. And that's best case scenario. Worst case scenario, you're going to fail. It's a real nasty mission. Speaking of real nasty, now we've got 70 and 75 ton mechs coming in for support. I'm backing the Annihilator out. Yeah, this is a 4.5 skull mission. So those weren't turrets coming in from the side. 65 tons, 70, 75, 50. On the upside, they've lost all their scouts on us at the moment. They can't see us. So they're going to have to get eyes on us again.
Yes, Commander.
This version of the Marauder doesn't have jump jets, so I can't get it up into that tree line to snipe across. We really need to get rid of that back turret around the back of the base. I might have to send the Highlander around to clear the turret. While the Marauder and the Awesome get ready to hold the defensive line on these 4 as they come down. The death screams of your mech pilots are always horrifying to hear. They didn't hold back on recording them. No, it's good.
Yes,
it's
Commander.
good. They should be horrifying. It's supposed to be painful when you lose a mech warrior. This isn't the first time they've done that. If you played the old mech commanders, same deal. You when you lose a pilot, you get a really, like, the heart drops out of the bottom of your chest. It gets a sound out of it. MechWarrior 4 does it as well. When one of your pilots goes, and they have that last moment screaming, it's going critical, and then everything gets cut off. Like, it's just, like, you immediately just, fuck! And you know what's happened. You don't need to see it. Just the sound. They've got it. They nailed it. It's just one of those little touches with this that you need to get right, and they did it perfectly. And a couple of other games have done it really well in the past. And then there's been a couple, like, again, MechWarrior 5 that didn't. Where, a mech warrior dies, and you're like, so? You just dropped onto a battlefield, you've lost all 3 mechs in your lance, and the only thing you're annoyed about is the mechs got damaged. You don't give a shit about the pilots. Yeah, as I said, I'm going to get Mech Commander running on this again, on this PC, so I can stream it again sometime as well. So, because that's a game that deserves a relaunch, and you'll hear some of that stuff, some of those sounds as well. They're obviously not quite as high quality as these, just because of recording equipment, time, and size. Mech Commander had to fit on a single disc, but still, they're very well done. Meat's much easier to replace than the metal, yeah, but you've got to find a balance. You want your mech warriors to be important to you. You want them to matter. Because you spend time training them. I would say Mech Warrior 4 is the best example of this. Both Mech Warrior 4s, both Vengeance and Mercenaries. If you look at the Mech Warriors that you can hire in Mech Warrior 4 Mercenaries, because the playthrough I'm doing on that one, I think I'm just going to brace for this turn. I want them to get a bit closer first. If you look at them, there's actually not a huge pool of Mech Warriors you can hire. There's only actually 15 or 20 Mech Warriors total. And it's entirely possible for you to run out and not be able to get any more. But you've only got about 15 or 20 total. But every single one of them has... Well, they're possibly not their own voice actor, but the voice actors that are doing them have made each and every mech warrior have their own personality. So, for example, Goblin. Goblin sounds horrendous. It's friggin'... It's Gollum driving a battle mech. He's annoying as shit, but it's a standout personality. Every single one of them has a standout personality, and as you spend more time with them and they get higher skills and their training gets better, you get used to hearing them. And then when you get the death message from them, and that's it, they've died, they're gone, you can't get them back. You've grown an attachment to them and to that personality popping up. A lot of the mech warriors that I'll hire in Mech Warrior 4 are based on the personality. I like them, and to top that off, they've also recorded unique banter lines. So if you have particular combinations of mech warriors within your lance, you'll get cross banter between the mech warriors and between Castle, which is your mech commander, as you're playing through. So you'll get feedback and crossover between them all, and it makes a really nice environment, and it means when you lose one, even though, yes, replacing the meat is far easier, it kind of hurts. You don't want that to happen. That's not the goal. You want to do everything possible to try and bring them all back, and it's a kick in the teeth whenever you lose them. Contrast to Mech Warrior 5, where all of the AI is terrible. All of the wingman, the mech warrior AI is terrible, at least for the ones that you're playing with. They don't have any personality whatsoever. I think there's only 8 voice actors across all of them, so you can get the same one over and over again. They're basically unlimited in quantity that you can hire. And there's essentially no banter whatsoever, so there's nothing for you to build an attachment to them. So when they die, who cares? You just get another one. And the skill difference, because the AI is pretty poor, between a skilled mech warrior and an unskilled mech warrior is almost unnoticeable from your position. So it doesn't matter. One of these is doing things right and the other one isn't. Mech Commander is far closer to Mech Warrior 4. Exactly the same thing on the Mech Warriors. It doesn't have the banter, but the Mech Warriors have their personalities, and you do start getting attached to having them in particular mechs. Especially since in that one, unlike this, where I have Hunter as my Mech Warrior, so he's the character I've created and is supposed to be the leader of all this. In Mech Commander, you do not have a character that's on the field. You're supposed to be playing a Great House SLDF style Mech Commander, which means you're actually in the dropship. And you're issuing orders to the Mech Warriors that are on the field. You're not present on the battlefield at all. So they're all supposed to be reliant on you, and when you mess up, they die. It hurts.
Commander?
I'm really not liking this. Yeah, I'm going to have to get him going.
Roger.
If they all come around here, he's going to be isolated on his own. He's going to get popped. And when your pilots are 10s, they're harder to replace in the metal. Yeah, this is true. I mean, like this is true on the other side, but it's more about the personality. In the end, the MechWarrior and the BattleTech series has a lot more in common with RPGs than people would like to admit. And this is why little things like this, like building the personality of a MechWarriors and keeping them to a point where you actually want to keep them, is actually very important. It's the reason why people will, if you watch other people that stream this, and you've probably done it as well if you've played this, you can't tell me there hasn't been one time that you've played where you've lost one or all of the original 4 MechWarriors that you start with, like Decker and the rest, Behemoth and so on, where you've actually restarted a mission because you've lost one of the original MechWarriors. You become attached to them after a while. You know, they're your original MechWarriors. You want to keep them. They become more than just the stats that's attached to them, and that's good game design. That's good game design.
Moving fast.
I mean, I nearly restarted this gameplay when I lost Behemoth, and I thought, no, I'm doing this one hardcore. I'm not going to do a reset. I'm not going to do a reset in the slightest. Outside of something really, truly, unspeakably ridiculous happening, I will not reset these missions on any way. But I was tempted. Although, in general, I tend to find that old games are better in this particular area of game design, making you attached. Even if the graphics aren't as advanced... Stop firing the Gauss rifle, we'll save the ammo. Even if the graphics aren't as advanced, because of the technology at the time, developers tended to spend more time building the world and trying to make the player attached to the world. And as a result, you tend to find a lot more of this, even in games outside of the BattleTech series or the MechWarrior series, becoming attached to NPC characters a hell of a lot more easily. Generally, I find the NPC writing on older games is actually better than a lot of newer games. Not always. There are some standouts in new games, obviously, but just as a rule of thumb, on average, you will find more games with writing and design that is good enough that you become attached to the characters. For that one there, I'm going to pull the PPCs out on me. Oh no, we'll fire one. We can fire one PPC, pull one out. That should be enough to kill it.
Firing on target.
There it goes. Cool. That's the turret dealt with. In general, on games released over a year, you'll find in older games there's more that you'll become attached to than new ones. Just developers took more time with it because they couldn't make the game sell just on having AAA, oh my god, what the fuck level shiny RTX graphics. That wasn't an option. You know, 3D FX cards were in their 3D graphics accelerator cards were in their infancy, so they had to, if they were even a thing at all, depending on how old you want to go back.
Copy that.
So they had to build your attachment for the game in ways that were outside of graphics. Daggerfall, if you're into RPGs, Daggerfall is a good example of this. You can become really attached to some of the characters in the Daggerfall series, which is Elder Scrolls 2, from 94 or 95 that was released. Now most of the characters in this, they're not even animated, they're just a 2D, basically a JPEG.
That really hurts.
That wasn't good. Basically a 2D JPEG, and whichever direction you approach them from, the JPEG will spin on the spot. It's only got one side. But you can become quite attached to the characters from the writing. Alright. The Orion wouldn't be a bad recovery. Writing in general has gotten worse in my opinion. Yeah. As I said, my personal opinion on it is that the push for higher fidelity graphics has made a lot of, somebody's, obviously, games have got more expensive, higher fidelity graphics are incredibly expensive, everybody wants high fidelity graphics, somewhere a cost has to be cut, and they cut the cost in the writing team because they think they don't need it, and it's why every single game that is lauded for its writing is almost certainly going to be an award winner over the course of a year. Doesn't really matter what the game is so much, it's almost certainly going to win awards, it's almost certainly going to be in the top 5 games of the year for virtually everybody, because the writing actually does matter.
Damage detected.
I'd rather take a stylized game with lower level graphics that has
I'm ready.
great writing and a great story than a game that is borderline photorealistic that has terrible writing and a terrible story.
Firing a full salvo.
Some damage under that Orion.
Scored a critical hit.
Must send you a screenshot of my Daggerfall Unity up and running and modded again. Yeah, I actually finally tracked it down. I'm going to possibly download and have a poke at that at some point.
Commander!
That's not what I wanted.
I'm hit.
Yeah, this mission is going all sorts of sideways. I'm down to 3 points of health on Archangel, and we just lost 2 PPCs in the awesome. Shit.
Orders. On my way.
Yeah, the meme mission is not working out the way we intended.
Target confirmed.
One of the PPCs hit the head, yes. And it looks like we
Solid
cost the Orion
connection
both
on that
arms, so that's going to cut down some of its firepower. Check the Dream mod on the Nexus, it links to the best other mods from there. Okay, I'll do that. I said I haven't run it up yet, I've just I found the site where I can download it, bookmarked it, and it's in my short list of things that I want to do.
Heavy fire.
Because I haven't completed that game essentially since not long, actually within a couple of years of that game being released. The 90s at the very least.
Yes, Commander.
So I remember being a, oh god. I'm tempted to just eject
Jumping.
Decker now and be done with it. Just take the Hulk out of play. Yeah, that was my first Elder Scrolls was Daggerfall. Hell of a one to pick. The best one is my starting point, so that's pretty amazing. God, I gotta get the awesome out of there as well. Archangel's gonna die as well.
Damage minimal.
Damage minimal, my ass. You're missing a torso and an arm. You're nearly fucked. And we got a firing line. Grasshopper, Thunderbolt, Orion, Centurion. Alright. No. He's only got the LRM-15. Who would be more dangerous right now? Centurion's too far out. AC-10 is nothing to be sneezed at. Yeah, let's roll 18 on head and see if we can take the Thunderbolt out of play.
Weapons committed.
Not enough, unfortunately. Yes, that was my first Elder Scrolls, but also, I would have been mid-teens at about the time that came out. And the PC was set up in an open office. It was actually in my father's office where he did all his paperwork and the rest. So obviously he would, wander in and out doing his paperwork because he was running the farm at that point in time. And Yeah, we need to get our right exposed. I really can't afford to completely disengage. Oh, we got... Oh yeah, all the armor on that side's nearly gone as well. Arm's nearly gone. We're down to 4 armor on the torso. Yeah, no, change that. We're disengaging. We have to. Actually, I'm not going to actually worry about exposing the rear armor on this. It's got more armor on the rear than it does on the front. Yeah, so he was coming in and out. Now, you recall, the Daggerfall actually has some... it is very pixel-line cartoony, but it does actually have some nudity in it. So, mid-teen Mags... playing Daggerfall, getting into the huge epic RPG storyline and doing everything he possibly can to try and avoid his old man seeing the buddy female wood elf nips as he's playing. That was an interesting time. Alright, so I'm going to pop the large laser out and one of the PPCs. I'm going to gamble on 3 here just so we can get a heat reduction, so I can bring out for a snipe against the Centurion next.
Roger that.
Come on. Pilot, lethal damage. Alright, Orion's down. Excellent. Finally, Medusa, welcome back to the game. About fucking time. Alright, Grasshopper's going to engage the Highlander. Okay, that's fine. Highlander's got plenty of armor. In fact, from here, have we got enough range?
Armor low.
Have we got enough range? I don't
Receiving
know
you.
if we do. No. This is terrible. I've got 2 assault mechs back here
On the move.
that I'm essentially hiding now to stop them from being killed. Thunderbolt is going after the Highlander as well. Okay, cool. Yeah, we're not going to be able to keep this up. And I can't Highlander burial you from here, unfortunately. But I can move down to here, tank the rounds for 1 more turn, and I'll be able to do a Highlander burial on the next mission, on the next turn. Now, Thunderbolt is probably the one we really need to deal with the most.
All weapons committed. Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
That was the same for me with Duke Nukem. Duke Nukem I never really had so much of an issue with because it was fairly few and far between. The worst one for them was original Lo Wang, the Shadow Warrior. Every single mission had something in it somewhere. Although the lines in that were entirely worth it. You want the Watch Wang, or do you want the Wash Wang? Do you want the Wash Wang, or do you want the Watch Wang? Wash Wang. Haha. It's so
Commander?
fucking bad. I loved it though. It was freaking hilarious. I was more of a Shadow Warrior person than I was a Duke Nukem
On the
person.
move. Full speed.
Shadow Warrior was great. Didn't go on the remaster. Did not go on the remaster. We got another one of that coming out now.
Aye, aye.
God, now you get me all nostalgic. I'm thinking about all the games I used to play back in the day. God, there's so many good games. Precision Strike, 33. Total Annihilation on the 64 meg maps and playing until the computer basically overloaded because you put too many units on the screen at once, and it just, the hardware couldn't keep up with the unit deployment and the whole map crashed.
Here it comes.
Well, Medusa is back in play.
Gotcha.
It's about time. What about Leisure Suit Larry? Funnily enough, well, alright, Leisure Suit Larry is an interesting one. Because the Leisure Suit Larry that most people know, and I'm making a guess at ages here, so I could be wrong, but most people know the one that came out in the early 2000s. They know there were games before then, but they know the cartoony one that came out in the early 2000s. And that was the one that had graphics that were actually showing things. The Leisure Suit Larry that I grew up with, I was actually introduced to by my father when I was in my very early teens, because he didn't quite realize what it was, and it was all pixel graphics. He had no idea what it was. So that one, that one I didn't need to hide from him. He had no fucking clue. He had no idea what that game was about. I completed it long before he did. He worked it out by the end of it, but by then I think I'd already finished it twice. I think it was kind of a case of, don't tell your mother by that point. I'm going to Highlander Burial this grasshopper. Although, should I? Really need to get rid. I really need to get rid of the Thunderbolt first. Thunderbolt has to go.
All weapons committed.
Blow that first. Come on. There we go. That's what we want to see. All right, that's his gun out of place. It's just the grasshopper left.
Enemy mech destroyed.
Ready for orders.
The worst part about the Leisure Suit Larry games is the reality is if you get past the whole edginess, and that's all it really was. It was just a bit of edge. It wasn't a great game. Like, it survived on the fact that it was a bit controversial, or it was going for that kind of, pearl clutchy type thing. The game itself wasn't all that great. Of those style of games, I far preferred some of the early LucasArts stuff. The Dig, Full Throttle. Full Throttle was fantastic. And for older titles, obviously the Monkey Island games were a fantastic across the board. Incredibly great writing in them as well too. And Police Quest wasn't bad either. How am I going to... Yeah, not much I'm going to be able to do with any of these here. Yeah, I think we'll do a runner, when the Marauder down and around. That'll give it a turn to cool off, and Marauder's got plenty of armor left, so he can easily take a round around with a Grasshopper on his own. Monkey Island 2 had an awful Monkey Reg puzzle. I don't remember the puzzle. Yeah, possibly. There was a couple of the puzzles that were annoying, but the games themselves, just overall, were very, very good. Oh, shit.
Warning. Damage critical.
Well, that was a double heatsink.
Ready for orders. Confirmed. Holding.
And not something that translates into other languages. No, the writing was very, very particular in it. It wouldn't, it definitely wouldn't translate particularly well. Fucking double heatsink. That,
Warning.
this.
Leg damage imminent.
Highlander Burial.
I'm receiving you. Acknowledged.
Turn the Awesome back and actually fire a PPC off at the Grasshopper for additional damage. Yeah, this mission was not worth it.
Reporting critical hit.
Commander.
The meme wasn't so funny in the long run, guys.
Copy that.
We're gonna have to sell the meme just to pay for this. I guess we actually have to capture the zone first.
Move order received. Copy that.
Moving to position.
And done, data is done, and
Mission
extraction.
successful.
Yeah, the meme was totally not worth that. I'm gonna pull the bits off the Hulk, and she's gonna get sold. Oh, look at that damage. That's the worst damage outcome that I've had in ages. We lost a double heatsink. Of all the things that could have blown on the Highlander, double heatsink. We lost a single heatsink on the Hulk. Who cares? It's getting sold. Marauder's fine. 2 standard PPCs and 2 heatsinks on the Awesome. At least the Awesome's easily repairable, but Jesus. At least no one died and the mechs are mostly functional. I don't know, that double heatsink loss is going to severely impair how the Highlander performs. Those things you just can't get. Alright, so at least we got 5 here. So I'm taking the Orion just to sell it, because that's going to be part of the bill here. 55 ton on the Wolverine. I'm taking 1 part for the Grasshopper. That gets us up to 3 of 3, so we've got a Grasshopper recovery out of this. Again, that's just to sell. I'm not doing anything with that. Only one. I got 2 or 3 on the Wolverine. I can sell that as well. The double plus AC20s and the triple plus AC10s are very nice, but they're not outstanding. Yeah, I think we'll take the Wolverine as well. So we're going to get a Wolverine, an Orion, and a Grasshopper out of this for our recovery. So 13 million in parts. Not that we get 13 million out of the sales. We'll make about 1.5, maybe 2 out of the sales. Alright, so what else did we get? We got 1 part Centurion, 1 part Hunchback, 1 part Kintaro, 1 part Thunderbolt. We got the double plus AC20. Okay, we can deal with that. 25 million for the recovery.
That mech is ready to fight.
Yeah, that could have gone better.
That mech
Wolverine,
that mech
Orion,
is cleared for
Grasshopper. Yes, we're going to need some mech repairs. Alright, so to the mech bays. Jesus. This is the worst part, the double heatsink loss. I guess all I can really do is stick a standard single heatsink in it. Yeah, that's about all I can do. So why have I got Gauss ammo in the arm? Doesn't need to be in the arm. Put it in the torso. Gauss ammo isn't easy to come by either. Alright, so we can repair all otherwise. 24,000 in 2 days.
On it. I'll let you know when that's done.
Yeah, I don't know what to do about that. Alright, so weapons. Weapons. Energy weapons. We only have standard PPCs, but that's alright, that's all we lost, so there's no biggie there. And equipment-wise, just a couple of heatsinks. God, we got a lot of heatsinks. And 2 heatsinks. So that one there is pretty easily put back together. repair and confirm. 6 days, and the Awesome's ready to rock and roll.
Logged and noted.
The Banshee
Shouldn't be too hard.
refit. Repair all. Actually, no, we don't need to even do that. We don't need to do that. Actually, no, we're going to have to repair it before we can... Yes, sorry, we are going to have to do that. Alright, well... We'll take the legs mods out. We'll take the arm mods out. We'll take the gyro out. Said take that out. Yeah, everything out. All parts dismantled. Yep, okay. Repair all. It's got to be repaired before we can hanger it, and then once it's hangered, we'll sell it. Yep, don't care about the weight on it. It's only going to get thrown into the hanger anyway, so that'll get it done. Grasshopper, you can go straight into storage. Orion, you can go straight into storage. And Wolverine, you can go straight into storage. And we might even sell all 3 of you right now to cover costs. Store. That's right, there was nothing particularly interesting in here that we could buy. So let's sell mechs. 727 on the Grasshopper. 757 rather, and 500,000 on the Wolverine. Alright, so this is up to 8.4. Now, actually while I'm thinking about it, do have some double plus launches here. Nothing too intriguing though. Was that TTS system, which we still need to think about. Alright, so 1:31 in the morning, so I'm not actually going to take this much further because I can see, looking out here, the net's up and down, and also I'm a bit stressed after that last mission, to be perfectly honest. So at this point what we're going to do is we're probably going to next stream, we're probably going to do Thorn in the Side. This is a 4.5 skull mission, so this is about as hard as they get, but a 4.5 skull assassination mission. This will take me 30 or 40 minutes unless we're really lucky to complete on its own. But this should have near 100 tonner on the end of it. So we're going to do this one just to see what we can get out, even though it's a mission against Marek, which I'm not particularly fond of. That'll be our last mission here, and then we're going to head down. The plan is for the next stream... we're going to head down here, because this is a section that I never get to inside of the campaigns. I want to find out what's here. So we're hunting missions for Marek, just to see what we can find in heavy metal. And once the next stream's done, one way or another, by the time we've hit down to this section, we're going to have to do the priority mission and jump back. So we've got between here, over the length of the next stream is the only amount of time we've got to see whether or not we can find something that's worthy before we go back to the priorities and push this storyline through to a close. So that'll bring that to a close then, and then we'll start modding the hell out of this and getting the BattleTech Advanced mods up and running. You left an ARM mod in it? I'll pull it out. I'm not too concerned. I'll make sure it's all cleaned up. I've just got to get it so I can stick it in storage and sell it. It can go. The meme was... It was funny for about 2 seconds. I admit that initial damage when it hit that first DFA rather. That first DFA, and it basically borderline cored that fucking hunchback from full armor. That was hilarious. I thought that was great. Then it got pulled to pieces, and that wasn't so much fun, and that nearly got Decker killed. He was very lucky there. If one of those mechs, if that Orion had got a PPC off on the Banshee, that would have been the end of it. That mission was not great by any means necessary. So anyways, that's what we're going to do. We'll bring this one to a close. Next stream, we'll push it up to the end to see what we can get out of the Marek missions. And after that, we are going to come back, finish the priorities, and push our way through to the completion. Also, everybody that's watching the stream at the moment, I don't know if any of you are interested in Guilded. I've actually been getting a Guilded server up and running as a bit of a backup off of Discord. I've got a link to it down underneath the stream at the moment if anyone would like to join. It's still a bit of a work in progress, but I'm setting up a dedicated group area in there that's going to be just BattleTech related, both the games, the tabletop, and just general lore, along with a bit more division for a whole bunch of other games. And, yeah. The TNC is also pretty crap, to be honest. This is true. Yeah, they've got similar policies to Discord. At least at the very moment, they don't seem to be interested in controlling what you're trying to do outside of it. And that's why I'm moving. The alternative is to go to TeamSpeak. But, as I said, I'm not closing anything for my current Discord. I'm just opening up an alternative where, for the moment, they haven't put anything in about monitoring or tracking or using what you do outside of their platform as a means of punishing you, which is basically what Discord is now doing as of 3 days ago. So, yeah, it's just have to. Discord's still going to be up and running if you want to join in there. Guilded's the new one that I'm firing up that's actually been around for a while, but it's just been sitting dormant. If you want to give it a poke, see what you think, it's there. Other than that, I don't think there's really much else to add at this point in time. I say thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you're keeping safe out there, because it's obviously the world's a little fucked up at the moment between flooding in northern parts of Victoria. Yes, it's getting late. Northern parts of Australia and everything that's happening over in Ukraine. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope nobody's stressing too much about it. Take a breather. If you have to, turn off social media, take a few breaths. You know, get outside and do something away from a computer, and yeah, don't let it get to you. It's all fucked up, but don't let it get to you. Anyways, guys, until next time, hope you've enjoyed the stream, hope you've enjoyed my rambling, and take care.
Hey, Dr. Rod.